Hello, all, and welcome. It's your favorite gorilla here. Apparently had to plug in my old microphone here. Now everything now my audio is working. But I hear a lot of people that sit there and we've had some vigorous discussions on the Prime Directive and all that. And I thought, why not we go through all the general orders here? And I got Memory Alpha here, eh, and discuss them. You know, everybody is aware. No, where is it? Of like Article 14, Section 31, that created the Section 31, which was on par, if not better, than the Obsidian Order or the Tal Shiar or Klingon intelligence. Starfleet had Starfleet intelligence too, but Section 31 is more of like, I wouldn't say our CIA, but like a covert arm of our CIA that we never uh, that we don't hear about. They're the ones that created the genocide of the founders there, which we could probably debate all day long whether that was not right or wrong because the founders were genocidal. There, that was first mentioned. Well, we hear a lot about it in DS9 there with Sloan and him trying to recruit Bashir. They even got their own operative inside the Tal Shiar are there, which can is it Praytech? I think it was Praytech. I'll probably be wrong on that, but anyhow, it's also mentioned in Enterprise in Divergence there, where apparently Malcolm used to be a Section 31 operative, and the whole augment trying to cure the Klingons there was a Section 31 operation there, where they recruited Phlox to come up with a cure for when the Klingons had decided to mess with something that should never be messed with. There's another one. This one was mentioned in TOS, the Galileo 7 episode, where it's Book 19, Section 433, Paragraph 12. Now, apparently, that just makes the chain of command there, which officers can give orders and which ones not, and who to listen to. There's not much there to talk about. Then also in Galileo 7, there's Title 15. Yeah, and that's the procedures allowing ranking Federation officials to assume a direct. So basically, that's saying like any admiral or any commodore coming onto a ship can just take control, which is nothing new, nothing much to talk about there. We'll skip over General Order 1, also known as the Prime Directive for now. We'll come back to that one. But this one was created in direct response to the Cage, which is General Order 4. And it is actually one of the few death penalty or crime or orders that if it's how should I say this violated, that it warrants the death penalty, and that's direct response to the Cage, which is in and that was when they went to they're forbidden to go to, I think it's Talos 4. I think Memory Alpha got this wrong. I'm looking at these, I'm kind of briefing through these on Memory Alpha. So, which I don't understand, because someone stated that it's because the Organians could or not the Organians, the Telosians could control people with their vast mental superiority and all that. It's like, but the Organians could do that. The changelings could do that. Um, what's that? The Q could do that, but we don't have death, the death penalty for that. Hey, pop culture curator. Yeah, it's good to see you too. But Trelane, he could also control you quite easily. There's so many species, especially godlike species, especially in TOS, that can control you, but yet for some reason the Telosians in the cage could warranted the death penalty. To me, that doesn't make sense. They never did ever give a good reason why there was a death penalty for visiting that planet. And pop culture, there is a link in the chat there at the top if you'd like. Actually, before I forget, I'll actually do take care of that right now. I'll actually pin it so that it shows up for people.
I'll actually do.
Oops,
Take care of
I
that.
beat that. There, the message is actually pinned. Yeah, so I really don't see why it would be the death penalty for going to Telos 4. Then there's General Order 5, which Memory Alpha states an order that prohibits Starfleet officers from, for example, transporting out of a dangerous situation if they're put at risk of doing so. That was Lord X Second Contact. Hello, pop culture.
Hello, hello. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing.
Nice. How was work today?
It was work.
Work's work, right? I normally I would have worked today, but I had to put my car in the shop for servicing. So, oh well. At
Oh,
least I guess I had an excuse for taking good excuse for taking the day off.
yeah, that happens. They don't come. They won't come and pick it up from your job site.
No, it's a Toyota, and there's a Toyota dealer about maybe 8 or 10 minutes away. So
And
I
they won't come
basically,
pick. They
yeah, they
won't
don't.
pick it up.
Not only maybe if I spend like maybe if I do like $5,000 worth of work, they might do that. But no,
No,
normal
ours
circumstances.
there. We got quite a few shops. That's one of their competing things is, hey, we'll just come to you. We'll pick up your car for you. So say if I
Yeah,
was gonna take it just uptown here, yeah, I'd still have to take a day off work because they're not gonna come to the town I work in to go get the car, but they'll just
right,
come to my house and pick up the car and take it right to the shop. So
right.
the place in Jackson there, they'll come to my workplace and pick it up up there.
Of
They're
course, and
they're
see this is California. So here we have to drive it ourselves, and we wait in line. Even though I have an appointment, I had to wait in line to put the car in. So that's California. And
oh,
then I dropped it off to be serviced, and of course it's going to take all day. And I asked the guy, "Do you guys do like courtesy trips? Like give me a ride home? What? No." So I had to get a lift home and then a lift back to go pick up my car. That's the difference between
yeah, that's
California and where you live.
well, yeah. Ours is also a real small town. Everybody knows you
Well,
type
see,
deal.
yeah, but that shows you where it's backwards. The people in your town, they don't make nearly as much money as these people do. These people make a lot more money, but they're just assholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You guys make a
yeah, that
right. You
well,
guys make a
that
lot less
see,
money, but they're more friendlier.
well, they got it. Well, they also got to compete. Like we got three people who repair cars in our town, so they're in just this town. So you got to compete for that business.
Well,
Versus
next
there, they can afford to be assholes because they can say, "Fine, we don't want your business. We'll just have someone else. We'll just take
right,
someone else's money."
right. You're just somebody else in line. That's exactly it. They don't care. Next time
Yeah,
I need
that's.
work done on my next
I
time I
don't
need
think
work
it's
done now.
California and Minnesota. I think it's more small town, big city.
It is. But next time it needs work, I'll take it to your town.
Yeah. Good. Oh yeah. I got good recommendations, and I'll even take payments.
I'm just kidding. Can you imagine driving up from California where you live to have some work done if I make it?
Yeah. So anyhow, we're talking about I was going through the list of general orders here. I was going to come back to the prime directive here, but I've already talked about Section 31, Title 15, and some oddball one.
Well,
I was just getting.
the The only one I know is a Prime Directive. Anything else is probably TNG or more later, right?
No. General Order 4 was from the cage where it's the only and the menagerie, where it's the only
Oh, planets just off
order.
limits. You mean where
Yeah,
nobody can
it's the
return to
death
that planet?
penalty. Yeah,
Gotcha.
which that didn't make sense to me, because nobody could ever give me a good reason. And the one reason I did get there, it doesn't make sense because
Oh,
there's so
oh,
many other species that can
oh,
control you just as easy as the
no.
Thelonians.
Wait. Well, hold on. I don't know if you watched it recently, but if you remember at the end of the menagerie, all right, at the end of the not the cage, but the menagerie, because that's where they kind of added it to canon, right?
Yeah,
At the end of canon, at the end of the menagerie, it was a mutual agreement between Starfleet and the Thelosians to take back Pike because the Thelosians made a deal with Starfleet. They said he's just figured, yes, he's all fucked up pretty much, but if you let us have him, because they wanted him as pretty much part of their zoo, and they said you let us have him, and he will live a life where he has legs, he can walk around, he can be happy, he can be with that lady, and all this
yeah,
other stuff. But in order part of that deal was they had to make Starfleet swear that they would never have anybody else from Earth ever return. And that's the reason why Starfleet came up with that order was to absolutely make sure that nobody from Earth or the Federation ever shows up again. That was
yeah.
part of the agreement.
But I thought the death penalty was already established there
Abolished?
before established it for that general order in the menagerie because Spock was ready to be executed to take his former captain back to that planet.
Did they say executed?
Yeah,
Well, I know it's treason or mutiny, but possibly so. But I guess what they're saying then, and also you got to remember that was early in the series. They were still getting their, kind of molding the show.
yeah,
So it's kind of like the Old Testament compared to the New Testament. You know how the old one was kind of rougher around the edges, and then they kind of refined it and kind of backed off on the New Testament. So I don't know about modern Trek, but so what that reminds us is that the original TOS Trek reminded us that at the time death penalty did exist still if the penalty was harsh enough. But I
okay.
don't know. I don't know if that's still the case in like TNG or DS9 or any other stuff or not because I didn't watch
Oh
those.
wait, wait. I got this. I got my orders backed up here. General Order 4 forbids the death penalty, with the exception of like mutiny and like visiting Telos 4. That was in Turnabout Truder.
Oh, so I was right.
Intruder.
Mutiny and that, yeah, mutiny and visiting the Telosians. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
right.
it's General Order number 7
Oh
that
well, that
no
could be.
vessel under any condition, emergency or otherwise, is to visit Telos 4. It's also said that it's been the only death penalty left on their books. That's Menagerie Part 1.
Right. That's only because that's what the Telosians swore to in order to take Pike back. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken Pike back.
Yeah.
They just want to make sure that no other Earthlings go to their planet because they don't want to basically they don't bring your drama here. We're tired of your shit. Is what they did,
Yeah.
right? They said get out of here, and not only because I guess they thought that if they would have told Starfleet, don't have anybody else from Earth come here ever again, and Starfleet said sure we won't. Well, somebody may break that because that's not that harsh. So they probably put a really stiff penalty on there just to be absolutely sure. Is what I'm guessing. Because
Maybe.
that's the only, as far as we know, that's the only alien species they ever said that to, right? Or said that
Yeah,
about, or planet.
because there's also like the Organians and the Prophets and the Changelings and the Turlane and Qs and all that.
Wait. Changeling was Nomad, the robot.
No. That was DS9. There's
Oh,
a
I don't know about
group called
DS9.
there's a group called Changelings. They controlled the Dominion, and
I don't know what that is.
that was what they're the reason for the whole war. They could take the form or shape of anything.
Oh, well, that's pretty simple. Yeah, that's. But I thought that supposed Odo could do that.
Yeah. Odo was a changeling. He
So
was sent out
it was his race.
yeah.
What's their name? I mean, it can't be changeling. I mean, like it's like like they don't have the name of a planet. I mean, what's their name? What's the name of the species?
I can't remember the planet, but the people were calling them changelings, so they kind of took it kind of like Yankee was a derogatory term towards like the
What?
Dutch and that.
Even
Yeah,
his other
yeah,
people accepted that as a name?
yeah. They decided to take it kind of like Yankee. The term
Uh,
Yankee was a derogatory term that
yeah, it's ridiculous. I
they
mean,
towards the
I
Dutch
hope
and
they're
all
not
that.
that. Yeah, I hope they're not that dumb. But I mean, that's pretty bad writing. If an alien species
No,
is calling themselves by what the Earthlings call them, that just sounds. I don't
no, it
know.
wasn't the Earthlings that called them. People kept calling them changelings as a derogatory term. So
Right,
they
and
decided to take that and make that their own.
right, which
There's
makes no
actually,
sense. They would have said
well, is that
if they had any pride in their species at all, they would say, "No, we're not changing. We are this, an Andronian or whatever." The fact that they said, "Oh, that's a negative connotation." Oh, and we're going to take that and we're going to call ourselves that. That's like
well,
using
we
the
did
N
the
word on
same.
people.
Well, we did the same thing with Yankee. We turned around and took that for pride there, but that was a derogatory term towards the Dutch, and we just turned around and took it.
Not everybody. Some people maybe, but not everyone.
Well,
Not the human race, right?
us Americans did. A lot of us
Not
Americans
all
did.
Americans. Not the people that fought on the other side.
Oh, you're talking about
You're
the
talking about the Yankees.
loyalists?
Well, the only time Yankee was brought up, you're talking about the Civil War.
No,
And I
no,
guess,
no. This is Revolutionary War. The British
well,
were.
well, well, then even then, both sides weren't considered Yankees, and you had the British and the Americans, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. Seems like I just it's okay. It's just an opinion. I just there's
Yeah,
certain
it's one of those.
it's a gaping plot hole, just like Troy and Counselor Troy. I can't get over the
Well, it's
there
one of
too many gaping
those.
plot holes.
Well, it's one of those. What if you like once you watch it, it makes a lot more sense on how I can explain it. It
Oh,
made a lot more.
I've asked people who watched all those shows. I've had huge fans like TNG, huge fans. I've talked to them who love the TNG over and over and over. And when I tell them what exactly is Guinan, they can't tell me because the script
She's
was
no
so bad.
Lorian.
Yeah, but I'm saying what's her limits, her skills, her powers, all that stuff. No one can tell anything, nothing's
Uh,
defined. Because what happened was they would just keep changing your character depending on whatever the script was, is the truth of it. They never outlined her abilities, her strengths, and her limits from the very beginning because, well, we'll just change it depending on whatever this week's script is what they did. And I mean, it's very obvious. Just like,
well,
like the aliens you're talking about, they should have given them a name up front and that's it. I mean, they could have, I mean, you know how Star Trek dealt with racism. Whenever somebody called somebody derogatory, they always called them out and stopped it immediately, right?
no,
Um,
not always.
Well, they did on TOS. Remember when that guy said something derogatory towards Spock and Kirk? It stopped it immediately. He said, "You have any
Yeah,
racism to your bigotry? You take it back to your quarters."
yeah, but look how many times McCoy made points at sir made derogatory comments at Spock, and Kirk just brushed it off.
He never. I don't think he ever insulted the Vulcans as a race. I would say all he did was he teach them about his ears. Usually he had to do with his ears, or because he was over logical sometimes,
Yeah,
or
or
his
he
green
made.
blood, or green blood.
Yeah. Hey,
But Cinnabon
Cinnabon.
the Federation is a sham. Empire, United Federation of Lies. There you go.
Yeah,
Wave those flags of discontent.
I should go grab my flag just for Cinnabon in there, or I could just go grab my bath mats. But anyhow, I think I
Anyway,
was
go
at.
ahead. I didn't mean to sabotage your stream. Go ahead and
No,
continue. I
no,
apologize.
that's totally all right. That's what this is for, is to have a discussion there. I
I
think
only
we're at.
know TOS, so I'm not gonna. I
Yeah,
can't comment on the later stuff.
this one's from Lower Decks. There, it's General Order 5 that basically prevents you from beaming out of any situation which puts you at risk. Which I can understand because like if you like in Who Watches the Watchers, there when they found out about the Federation, they formed a whole religion around Picard, and that totally could screw up a whole civilization, especially if they don't understand what's going on. Now, if they could get out of sight and out of the way there, they could probably beam out, and have very little effect on the population. I can understand that one. There. That's actually pretty good. Then General Order 6 is points and whatnot. Wait, have you ever seen
Sorry, it's breaking up.
okay. Yeah, have
There
you
it is.
ever watched the animated series?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan. I watched it when it was brand new. I remember waiting every week waiting for a new episode. I remember waiting
All
from season 1 to season 2.
right, then you should be able to talk about General Order 6 here.
Which
That
one's
said,
that?
if all life aboard a Federation starship has perished, at the end of 24 hours, the ship would self destruct, protect other beings from the disease on board.
I
Which,
don't know. Possible.
which that's a good thing, because you don't want the disease there spreading. Because I remember there was a TNG episode. I haven't watched the animated series, so I can't speak on
Wait,
Al,
are you saying? Let me repeat.
Albatross.
Right. Let me get this right. Are you saying that a ship will self destruct if after 24 hours there's no life signs, if there was a contagion, or what exactly did you say it was?
All right, it reads: If all life aboard a Federation starship had perished at the end of 24 hours, the ship would self-destruct to protect other beings from disease on board.
But
So,
how do they know disease is involved? That's strange. Okay.
well, if all the life all suddenly just starts dying off, there, that's almost pretty obvious.
Well, actually, the mandate makes sense, but what I'm thinking is the reason why, of course, I can't add to what was not there. But in my opinion, a more practical reason is so. Let's say you have a starship, right, and then everyone dies, and the ship can detect heartbeats and everything. It knows how many life signs are on board.
Yeah,
So let's say you have a starship, everybody kicks the bucket. 24 hours later, I think it's more of a security reason because all that equipment, that entire ship is owned by the Federation. They don't want it falling into the wrong hands so people can use it against the Federation or reverse engineer it.
yeah.
Does that make
But
sense?
I think they needed like a logical reason too. But the Lantry in TNG that did not destroy itself, but that was kind of a weird disease because they made these like genetically manipulated people. These people here, the ship made a stop at that facility there to drop off supplies, and one of the guys was on the back end of some kind of flu. I can't remember which exactly flu it was. It's some foreign flu.
All right.
But anyhow, now that mixed with the genetically manipulated children in there, and it became airborne, and everybody contracted it at the Starfleet facility and on the ship. It's pretty much airborne, and all the people rapidly aged and died on the ship. Now they put the ship on
Are
quarantine.
you talking about the
And they had
deadly years or something else?
yeah, I think so. It was the one with Pulaski. Grew old.
Oh no, you're talking about Next Generation, right?
Yep,
Well, you know that was
that's
from
what.
the TOS, right?
Oh, there's. Oh yeah, there was a. Oh yeah, that was another one with in
Right,
TOS there where
right.
they aged rapidly too.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, but you're talking about the one with Pulaski. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot about the deadly years. That and that's one of those transporter tech and all that. They used DNA from her hairbrush to filter out the contagion and all that and reverse her age. And hey there, Thomas.
Hail Thomas Potts. Good to see you there.
Yeah. But they used the transporter tech magic there to reverse Pulaski's age and everybody that was in the facility there. But
Gotcha.
I don't know. I can't remember what they did with the kids and all that.
I
But I
don't
think that's
remember either. They did what they. The only thing they didn't do was eject him out into space. Is that's what I would have preferred.
yeah. But they said this order was contradicted in the Mega Glory, the Ultimate Computer, the Tholian Web, which I don't even remember the Tholian Web.
Oh, I do. That's the one
Uh,
with Blaylock. Remember where it ended up being the Tholian Web. Remember the ship was surrounded by those two little ships that were. The Enterprise was surrounded by two ships that were weaving a web around it. You remember a crisscross web like a net where they trapped the Enterprise inside of it?
yep.
That was the
Oh, I
Tholian
got
Web.
LDG coming.
Oh,
Hey,
cool. Hello,
LDG.
LDG.
Hey guys.
Get in there.
Jeez.
We're doing good. We're just talking about.
Yo.
I was going through the list of general orders. We're kind of like talking about the general orders one by one. There, we're just got done with number 6. We did 7 and 4 already.
General orders?
Yeah, like the Prime Directive or the one that was the only death penalty left on left on the books was visiting Talos 4.
Right.
Then there's another
Remind
one.
him of the
where-
what?
See, I know
right,
of the Prime Directive.
that's-
I know
that's
that
what
one.
That's what I said, LDG too. I said, well, I know the Prime, but I don't know
Yeah.
about the rest. He had to remind me.
I don't know about the rest, but that kind of rings
right.
a bell though.
Gorilla, remind him of the last one we just spoke about.
Oh, the last one was with the ship will self-destruct after 24 hours after all life on the ship is dead.
Oh, really? What number is
Because-
that one?
That's number 6, and that was
But finish it.
established.
Finish what you said. Why?
No, it's to protect other beings from disease on board.
From disease.
But that was established in the TOS, the animated series Albatross.
Right. LDG, let me ask you a question.
Oh,
If the ship
shit.
was designed, an empty starship was designed to self-destruct within 24, are you there?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. You have a starship designed to self-destruct within 24 hours if there's no life signs on board. Wouldn't you say that
that's
the more wouldn't you say the more logical reason is so it can be boarded by an alien species and or taken or stolen
well, it would,
or
no.
reverse engineered?
well, yeah, more like Romulan reasons. Like
Any bad guy,
the ship
right?
she'll be taken by another. Yeah, exactly.
A hostile
but-
force, right, and used against the
but wait.
Federation.
There's
Go ahead.
wasn't everybody dead on that one ship in TNG episode?
Yeah, the Latry. Yeah, that's one I was telling Pop Culture about with Pulaski there when they visited those.
No, not that one. The other one. The
other
one
one.
where everybody was drunk,
Oh, the naked now, I believe.
I think.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
they went
naked
over the
time,
ship and
the naked time was TOS,
Right.
and the naked now was TNG,
TNG.
which
Correct.
was just a stolen script. And
wasn't
that
everybody
just-
dead
Oh
like
yeah,
a long time?
Yeah, but no, it just happened when they're arriving. They blew out an airlock. They just arrived, like literally, like 30 seconds
Okay.
before everybody blew
How
out.
about-
Wait,
Oh,
how
that's
about
right.
how about
because they
the ship-
established
how about
they
the ship-
established contact. Oh,
right,
sorry,
how about
Pop.
that's okay. How about the ship, the Janolan that had Scotty because him and his partner were in stasis in the transporter.
Oh, that wasn't a Federation ship. That was a personal ship.
okay.
Okay, wait a second. I got you. Wait, maybe. Remember the episode Relics?
Yeah, that's what
Yes,
we were
that's
just
what I'm talking about
about.
with Scotty. Yes.
Yeah, he was in the transporter buffer.
Yeah,
But
for many
but-
years.
does that count?
But that was a personal ship, not a Starfleet ship.
I thought it
Oh,
was, but okay.
I thought it was a Starfleet ship.
No, it's
Yeah, I
a.
thought it was.
this
I thought
is
it was
a-
a shuttle, wasn't it? Like a
Well,
small
it's just
ship?
a personal. It's just a personalized little transport
Gotcha.
ship.
Hey, LDG, sorry to interrupt. Can I
Yo.
bring something up? You guys were having a discussion the other day, which it piqued my interest because I thought about this for many years. And you guys were talking about how the intercoms work on the Enterprise. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah, the time difference. Yeah.
Yeah, the time difference. I think I figured it out. And now hear me out here. Of course, it could be crazy. I could be wrong. But I think logically how it could work. Now, imagine you're on the bridge, and I'm somewhere in engineering, and I'm going to call you on the intercom. And we all know the intercom only has one button, so I can't like push a button that says bridge.
Yeah.
It just has one
Mhm.
button, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm in engineering, I push that button, what it's doing is it records. And I say, pop to LDG on the bridge. And when it hears the bridge, your indicator for you lights up on the bridge. And when you push the button, it plays back that recording, the same one.
Yes, but that's the analog. What I would call
It would
like
be
the
analog.
analog way.
Right. And then
But
the rest
it
would be
doesn't
live.
show that way. Like they respond. Okay, so like when Captain, like okay, so when LaForge, when you hear like somebody calling the bridge from,
Right.
it depends on the point of reference. And I remember like Captain Picard getting a comm from Geordi and responding without that time difference. Like he was responding as soon as he finished talking, he was responding, like as if it was a walkie-talkie effect.
Okay,
You
this
know what I
is when
mean?
this is when they first established the conversation.
Yes, the communicators act more like walkie-talkies. The problem is that not everybody's hearing it. How is the bridge only hearing it when you're calling for the bridge?
Oh,
You know
I'm
what I
sorry.
mean? That's
Yeah,
the point. As
I'm
soon
sorry.
as that first sentence is done, LaForge to bridge. As soon as that is done, the rest of the conversation is like a walkie-talkie. But how did they know to send that message live to the bridge?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
was
problem.
talking about the. Sorry, I was talking about
the
the ship
computer.
intercom in the
Well,
hallway.
just think of the intercom more like an operator, but only 1,000 times faster. So as soon
Well, I
as
was saying.
Forge says to bridge, the computer automatically knows send the signal to the bridge there. But and the bridge will
And
they
that's
hear it on the bridge.
fine
And once they
as
answer,
long
it's
as they
alive. It's
show
alive.
that delay. They don't show that delay. So it'd be like, Picard to Picard to engineering. And then like it's like instant.
But
LaForge here.
So
Like it's
okay.
yeah,
instant.
but
Right,
I think in 300 years we can have instant communication like that. Just kind of like as soon as you pick up like when you call someone, as soon as they
No, you
pick up
can.
the phone.
But if you're the one picking up the phone, how do you know who's calling? Like even if it was like the second I said bridge, right? The bridge like lights up and they just pick up. They didn't hear me say, or they didn't hear the person say who's calling you. Like there's no way. I mean, don't get me wrong. It doesn't matter now because
No, I
you
know,
have
I
like
know, I know what you're talking
you
about.
have mental. Yeah, the computer knows what you're going to do before you know you're going to do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So,
So-
like now, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But back then, I was always like, "What the hell? Like that just seems off. It
All right,
just
let me
seems
ask
off."
you this. All right, let me ask you this. So, tell me
Yeah.
if this would alleviate the concern. If
Mhm.
let's say if they showed Kirk down in bridge, and he says Kirk to Spock, and let's say Spock's on the bridge, but I'm talking about the intercom, not the communicators. I never liked those communicators, by the way, in TNG. I hated that. Too convenient.
Oh, I loved them.
I know the younger generation.
I thought that they were the same. You're talking about the communicators on the you're talking about the wall.
Yeah, the
wall
intercom.
mounts?
Right.
I count those the same.
Okay, so let's say it is the same either way. All right. Let's
Am
say
I wrong
Kirk-
though? Am I like I never thought that it works the
I
same
guess
way.
they are.
still hit
They
the
are.
button.
It's
They
just
still
portable.
say it still works the same way. Am I wrong?
Right. It's just well. The thing is, it's the intercom. If I'm in engineering, I push the button. Anywhere on the ship, you should be able to tell where it was pushed because I'm in engineering. But if you're in a communicator, you don't know where I was when I beckoned or when I called you. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know if that comes to play.
Well, technically you do.
But what I'm wondering
Because the
is,
computer should know, like just because you're Wi-Fi doesn't mean they don't know where you're at.
well, yeah, well, I'm
Like
sure
you're
on the
literally
show,
a beacon, so like it knows where you are, even if it's a communicator.
well,
doesn't
didn't they ever cover where they trace somebody by their communicator signal? Did they ever have
A
that?
million times. That's
what I
the computer
figured.
does that by default. That's why
Right.
when they say beam us up, they used to take the communicator and put it on the other person. If it's not them, right? They would take the communicator and put it on another person, say to beam up, whatever.
Okay. So let me ask you this: would it help if they did it like this, or am I on the wrong track? Let's say if Kirk's down below somewhere and he says Kirk to Spock, and let's say Spock is on the bridge and he says Kirk to Spock. It should cut to Spock, and you should hear the recording saying Kirk to Spock. They should repeat it.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
right.
Right.
Right. That's what I thought. And then when he hears the
Yeah.
recording, then he activates it and says Spock here, and then it's a live communication at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
All right.
totally agree with that. Okay, sorry,
the
Gorilla.
way I
Go
would do it.
ahead.
All right. Let me catch up on the chats here real quick here. Cinnabon says the subprime directive ruined the Federation's economy. I'm not sure how the Federation had one of the strongest economies, but that's because they had so many member races they could trade with themselves. There, Thomas said the death penalty for Talos was stupid. Yeah, I was covering that. Then say hi. Um, on the USS Prometheus, Romulans killed the crew, but yeah, but the computer still detected life. It didn't care whether it was Romulan or human. It still detected that there was life on there. I still don't think the 24 hours passed on that because, or else the
What
Prometheus
happened?
would have been gone.
I didn't wait. I'm not aware of this episode. So what happened? Did it
Uh,
destruct or no?
the USS Prometheus was it had this thing called is a basically an assault ship that the Federation built for
Right,
the
right.
Dominion
But my
War.
My
question
personal
is,
favorite ship, by the way.
Yeah, I'm covering the episode here, and what
right,
happened is
my
they're
question is,
doing.
the ship could obviously tell by the heartbeats, and they could tell what's alien and what's human. The ship could tell. I mean, there's no question. So the
Yeah,
ship
but the
did or
ship
did not
didn't.
self. What did the ship do? Or it did not self-destruct? Is that what he was saying, or
No,
what?
no, but I don't think the 24 hours was up, because if
Okay.
the 24 hours was up, the ship would have still been in Federation territory. It would have been back in Romulan territory. So
Well, that shouldn't
they're
matter, right? It should be a 24-hour timer. It doesn't matter where the ship's
yeah, but I don't
located,
think
right?
it was 24 hours had passed when the doctor boarded because it was still in Federation territory. It would have been long gone if it was over 24 hours since the crew was killed
Oh,
when the
okay. So
Romulans took over.
you're talking about time traveled. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Let's see, the computer is in your brain.
For some
Starfleet
people, we hope.
chips. Starfleet treats you like a puppy. Starfleet chips you like a. Is that supposed to say treats?
Hey, I got one for you.
Yeah, just one more
Voyager
here.
did not explode when it was in the ice planet. When
Yeah,
it
but
crashed during
but
that
all the power
slipstream.
was gone to the ship. I think most of the power was drained from the ship, so it could no longer explode.
I don't know about that. It just crashed. I mean, it did
Yeah,
power
it
back up. So if it powered
Yeah.
back up, that means it should have had its power after its crash,
yeah,
right? No,
yeah. And
I don't know.
there's so many constitute things there.
Continuity things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Thomas was addressing this one to you, LDG. It says it's like saying Alexa, call LDG, and it calls you.
I think I just figured. I
Exact-
just remembered an episode that totally contradicts that. The TOS episode, remember, where everyone had been frozen for a long time. They got on the ship. Not only had everyone been dead for a long time, more than 24 hours, but there was a disease on the ship too, and that's what spread to the TOS to the Enterprise crew, and they all went crazy. Remember? Sulu went with
Oh,
his
yeah.
sword, and everyone was going crazy because remember the
Yeah.
disease traveled through the crew member when he took his glove off. Remember?
Yeah, maybe this was established after that episode there because
It could
was
be. 'Cause
established
TOS,
it was
right.
established in the animated series, and that took place after the original series.
Maybe it was established because of that episode, right? Because it was a disease.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe.
yeah. LGG here. I think he said there's just a little, like there's still power, but there's too little power to blow it up. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you remember the Wrath of Khan, don't you?
Rathacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
you
this one
asking?
here, General Order 12 says was on the approach of any vessel. Like if you have not established communications, then I'm guessing that's when you go to yellow alert and raise your shields.
I remember,
it's
yeah,
Yeah.
Sobek reminded
Yeah.
of Sobek.
Yeah, because that's a suspicious activity, which I think that's a really good. Still in the. That's a good rule to have, because just like that Prometheus episode, you don't know what happened to that ship. Maybe it got boarded or something. And Tablet says the doctor was still in the Voyager computer.
Mhm.
So maybe I don't know. I don't know if the doctor counts as a human or not.
Is the doctor
But-
the hologram? Is that the show you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, that's a holographic
Well,
doctor.
it definitely doesn't have a heartbeat. So, but I don't know. I didn't watch that show.
All right. I don't know where this one was established, but General Order 13 is the evacuation orders for all the ships, for the ship.
In the event
So-
of what?
No, like say if they got abandoned ship.
So just okay. It's just the order itself. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's the order to abandon ship. So
It's
there's
too
not
bad they don't
much.
tell you where that gate. That sounds like probably TNG when Troy was driving.
It just says
Too bad it
Star
doesn't
Trek.
show it, huh?
It just says Star Trek, so I think it's been established across the. I think that was established in the book or either Star Trek 2009, maybe.
And which general order was that?
Yeah, that's General Order 13.
Yeah, I can imagine on the TNG where they said, "Okay, Troy's at helm, General Order 13. Everybody hit all escape pods."
Well, there's a one where they got stuck in a time loop. I can't remember the name of that episode right
Yesterday's
off the
Enterprise.
bat. No, that's when they went. That's when they saved the Enterprise C, and they changed time to where the Klingons declared war on the
Yeah,
Federation. There,
you're right. There was several time loops, wasn't?
damn it, Thomas! You wrecked my freaking joke for the end of the stream. Damn it!
That
Damn it, Thomas! Yeah, he wrecked my joke for the end of the stream. Well, if the ship had no power, I don't think the doctor would have still been in the computer. All right, General Order 15. This is the Wrath of Khan one. No flag officer shall beam into a hazardous area without armed escort. Then Kirk replied there was no such regulation.
which there is.
Which I think that's a good rule to have, because you don't want your flag officers beaming in and getting killed right as soon as they beam down.
Well, and
Yeah.
Kirk knows it because remember in the original series he always brought red shirts along. So yeah, he's aware of it. He was just telling her that because he didn't want her along, but remember they reminded him, and he was like, "Oh yeah." He was just kidding. He knows. We all know he knows because many
Yeah.
red shirts paid the price.
And that's why Picard never went down to hardly any missions
Precisely
there.
right,
in
coward.
TNG.
Right, he was a coward. Right, but
I don't think I was
go
a
there.
coward. I think it was just to give Riker something to do.
Well, how many times did we ever see Picard fist fight? I'll put it that way, huh?
We've seen him a couple times, I believe.
A fist fight with no stuntman? Oh, just point out the episodes. I'll be glad to give him a try.
There's a couple of them. He had a couple fights.
I remember
The
the one
general-
that he was supposed to defend Worf, and he went to Worf's planet. And my friend and I, this is my buddy Sean. We were Star Trek friends. We grew up together watching Star Trek. We went to all the conventions. We were both not fans of TNG. And I remember the whole time the show was on the air, it was like Picard never fights. He never, he's not a man. He never proves that he's a man. He talks his way out of everything. And then they finally had the episode where Worf had to go back to his planet for some reason. I don't care. And Picard was chosen to fight against somebody. I don't know who. I pushed that bad memories out of my head. And my friend and I we were joking. We said, okay, Picard's supposed to actually fight this time. He's supposed to really, really fight. He's supposed to fight. And my friend said, yeah, apparently, I guess. Let's see how they're going to do that. I said, it's either going to be a stuntman from a distance or he's going to come out wearing a hood. And lo and behold, he came out dressed like a Jedi. What a surprise.
Well, he got into a fight with the Noskin there. They showed him getting into a fight with the Noskin in his younger years. No, it's still Picard.
No. I'm talking about Picard, the actor. I'm talking about whatever his name. I don't mean some younger guy in a different something or other.
Yeah, go okay, Fisher. They showed him in Tapestry there. He where he got stabbed by a Noskin after he punched the Noskin.
Did he fight him and kick his ass like Kirk?
No, he got stabbed in the heart.
That's why.
And that's why he had it. That's why he has an artificial heart.
Well, let's just say if I did serve in the military, by the way. I was in the Air Force, and let's just say if I served under him, I wouldn't serve under him. I wouldn't trust. I'd only trust a captain that I know that would protect us and put his life on the line for us.
You don't have that choice, do you? You don't have. You can't
According to Star Trek, because remember Star Trek, everyone's fighting to get aboard the Enterprise because it's the flagship. Remember? So yeah, they had. And according to Star Trek lore, just like the the Orville, supposedly they could choose their mission.
But you can request it, but you can't go, hey, I will refuse to serve under them.
In real life, no. In Starfleet, they based it that you can. Because that's one of the things I don't like about Star Trek and about the Orville. I don't think they should have a choice. But in those shows, they do. That's what Jill was reminding me of. That's why every time somebody in the Orville, every time somebody tells Mercer off and dresses him up and down and talks, all talks back to him and controls him, I keep telling Jill, what is going on? That's not how it works. And she goes, this is in the military. I'm like, okay, then. And I don't know, that's just one of the things but that's just me. It's just, I would never disrespect, my superior officer without expecting to be severely reprimanded. And if my senior officer doesn't do that, then I would not have any faith in him, because I wouldn't trust a senior officer who allows people below them to be, to speak to them that way, especially in front of the crew. I don't know, but it's like I said, that's just an opinion. Anyway, back to your general order. Sorry.
All right, you should know this one, General Order 24, because it was in Whom God's Destroying the Taste of Armageddon. It's in order where he could destroy all life on an entire planet. Captain Garth gave it to Antos 4 and Captain Kirk on Eminar 7. But the orders were never.
Eminar 7. Wait, read it again. What exactly is it?
It says, in order to destroy all life on an entire planet, this order has been given by Captain Garth of Antos 4 and by Captain Kirk of Eminar 7. On either occasion, the order was actually fulfilled.
Well, interesting, because Garth is the guy, remember, he's the one that rebelled against the Federation, and they found him on the planet trying to create his own civilization.
Yeah.
So, okay, go ahead.
But really, like, why would they want to destroy the life on an entire planet?
Well, that depends on the case, I'm sure. Maybe if they were a threat to everybody in general, like us. If I was aliens and I came to Earth and I saw what a warring people we are, and we're talking about bringing that into space, I see a very good reason why they would snuff us out. I wouldn't blame them.
But this is the Federation, so.
Right, but I'm saying but what I mean is, the only time I can see that happening is if it's to prevent harm to something else, right?
Okay.
Unless it's like a whole planet of criminals, and even then they wouldn't murder them. But I'm guessing the only reason why they do that is to prevent harm to something else, which they feel is a bigger loss than losing a planet, I guess.
Yeah, and Thomas thinks it's because the Federation is evil. Which is some. Alright.
Federation is evil. They come from the other side of the park.
Okay, there's Starfleet Order number 2. Starfleet regulation gets the taking of intelligent life. That was established in one of our planets is missing. So basically, I don't think I think that's supposed to be like you're not allowed to murder anything that's considered intelligent, which we already have laws like that.
Supposedly, depending on who you are.
Yeah, Starfleet Order 104, Section B, Paragraph 1A. In the absence of the starship's assigned captain, a flag officer had the authority to assume command of the starship should have been necessary. Oh, so like that was when like they mentioned the Doomsday Machine when
Dr. Daystrom.
No, the Doomsday Machine was the one with Commodore Decker went insane because
Decker. Sorry, yes.
Because the plant beamed his crew down to a plant, and that plant was eaten by the machine, and he takes over the Enterprise and all that. Which I don't think like any regular captain should be able to take over a ship. So in the case like if say Kirk became unsuitable to be captain for a moment there, should have been Spock taking over. It should have been Decker. Decker was way.
There were a few episodes where they were doubting Kirk's command. Remember, like in the Enterprise incident where he was going to go against the Romulans. Remember, he lied to the crew the entire time because it was part of his mission. He wasn't allowed to say anything. Yeah. So they kind of dealt with it on that issue, kind of on that episode.
Yeah. And Section C said should be proven with admissible evidence that the flag officer should be assumed command was medically or psychologically unfit for command. The ship's regulation. So basically, that's one saying Spock can relieve the the captain of command if he feels that he deems that he's mentally or unable to assume command. But I think it has to be like a ranking officer, not just. I think it has to be like a commander level instead of cap
Well,
that has to make that decision.
It does, and the psychological report has to be by the ship's doctor because Bones said,
Yeah,
"You got it." He said, "Yep, you got it." But then they realized that still wasn't enough.
yeah. All right, Starfleet Order 2005 orders the destruction of the starship by allowing matter and antimatter to mix in an uncontrollable matter. This is the last resort for the captain, allow them to prevent the ship or crew from falling into enemy hands. Oh yeah, so basically that's
Self-destruct,
the
yeah.
self-destruct order.
Self-destruct, yeah. Let me
Yeah,
ask you this: Do you guys did you guys watch the Orville? No. Okay, never
yeah.
mind.
Well, I got to work tomorrow, Thomas. So hopefully they do it during the day. I
LDG,
just
you
ran.
you go ahead.
Yeah, I just ran into a flying thing that tried to kill me the other day. It just flew right at me.
Dive bombed. LDG, you watch the Orville, right?
Hey, sorry, boss. Give me a second.
No problem.
All right, Starfleet Order 28,455. Holy shit, they got a lot of orders. Federation order that
Oh,
dictated
yeah,
the
it's gonna be a
formal
long
relief
night.
of a commanding officer by their successor. Oh, so basically that's like handing the ship over to the next captain, kind of like April handed it to Pike and Pike handed it to Kirk, or Picard handed it to God, what's his name? Everybody hated Captain. God, it is when Picard went to the Cardassian order. Starts with a J.
I wouldn't know.
Like,
I don't remember.
yeah, I can't think of his name. It starts with a J. Jellicoe. Yeah, we handed the ship over to Captain Jellicoe. That's all. That's all that order is. And who said they
Sorry, I
had
was had to take care of the dogs.
No problem. I
Did you ask me a
too.
question? I'm sorry.
A quick question,
What's up?
LDG. Quick question
Yeah.
regarding the Orville. An opinion.
Yo.
Okay, you know the robot on there, Isaac?
Yes.
Okay, you saw how they were able to, the engineers and the doctor, between a combination of the two on the ship and with Yapet's help, they were able to work on A, they were able to work on Isaac, and B, they
Yeah.
had an enemy Kalon that they were able to work on near the end of season 2. You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
Around the end of season 2, they had that enemy
The end of
Kalon
season 2.
they had an enemy Kalon they were working on, and they had to. It was they were trying to figure something out in it. I can't remember which episode now because they're all blurring together. But
Yeah.
basically, my point is they've had their hands on 2 different Kalons taken apart that were deactivated. Okay. My question for
Okay.
you is: don't you think that race would be sophisticated enough where that thing should have a tamper-proof device, self-destruct if anybody got in there?
Well, they technically had that with the last episode, right? That automatic safeguard that brought him back to life. But like some kind of self-destruct thing, maybe.
Well, like
so.
your phone. You know, if I get your phone, and if I try to unlock
Oh
it too many
yeah,
times, it
and I
locks
say that
itself.
all the time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Your phone knows when you're no longer in control of it. First, fact.
Right. So you think something
Of
as
course.
sophisticated as the Kalons would be tamper-proof as
Absolutely.
well?
They would. Well, yes, unless keeping. See, that's the problem. The gray area, because then you have it is what you're trying to blow up. You're only going to blow it up after your last possible chance, right?
Well, the Kalons don't look
Because
that way.
you don't want to blow it up just to blow it up, right?
But we're talking about
Like,
the Kalons who are offensive and not defensive. I think it's because of plot reasons. I mean,
well,
I'm
now
willing
he
to
was
give it
special
that.
though. He wasn't just some automaton. You know, he was special. He was built. Was right? Wasn't he like specifically built
No, he was
differently?
just built like the other Kalons. He was just a newer version, but he was built. He was
Or
built by the
something like
Kalons.
that. I thought he was different, like that, because I thought the same thing. Why don't he just blow up? But I thought
Well,
he was
and
like
like I said, they
special or
also got
something.
they also got their hands on an enemy Kalon too that they were able to dismantle. But I'm willing to give it.
Okay,
Like I
yeah,
said, it's because of the script.
yeah.
That the plot's going to show. Obviously, that's part of what you see as part of the trope, is them taking apart whatever it is and either trying to like understand it or repair it, like in Isaac's case. So
Well, yeah.
right. So for the script reasons, I can understand it. So I think that's the reason why. Otherwise, in real
But
life,
that's
it'd be tamper proof.
yeah. But that's like saying, why doesn't Q just snap their fingers and just change
And
humanity?
make everybody disappear
Like,
and make
exactly.
make Troy disappear.
like,
Yeah. Counselor, we have a counselor.
yeah.
Mm.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
All
Gorilla,
right.
go ahead.
I think we're getting down to our last one before we go back up to the Prime Directive there. This was Special Order 66715, Federation order that is stated Starfleet has the authority to neutralize security threats at Deep Space Nines by any means necessary. Which I could see them having to do that because that's the Deep Space Nine was the only thing protecting the wormhole and keeping the
When
Dominion.
was that? When was that?
Uh,
Brought in?
Inquisition.
What?
DS9's thing. That's the episode name. Inquisition.
No, I know. I know the episode. By any means possible. I'm trying to remember the scene.
Oh, I'm guessing
They said it right.
Oh, that's the one with I think it was mentioned when they're in Sloane's brain.
That's Sloane.
Yeah, I think that's when they got inside Sloane's brain there with that Romulan device there. And it must have been, maybe it was something written on a piece of paper or on one of the files that Bashir was going to take. I'm thinking that's when it was, that's where it was at. All right, Thomas says, the Kalans also think they are far superior to biological life forms, so they probably don't think they can be tampered with to begin with.
Yeah, can I address this one?
Yeah,
Thomas Potts. Thomas Potts, I totally agree with you. This is part of the discussion Jill and I had. Is we thought, maybe they weren't expecting it, even though they've had humans in their past. Remember, they found all those dead bodies under their planet. But a good example is the episode, I think it was from season 2, where if you remember, one of the Doctor's sons was down on their planet, and he was running around hiding behind things. Kalon security guards were walking right past him, and I was telling Jill, don't you think they'd have sensors that could detect when there's a human on their planet? And then her and I came to the conclusion, well, maybe they don't have the sensors because they never thought the humans would ever show up on their planet.
They got permission to go to the planet, though.
Well, yeah, that's true too, huh?
Yeah, because they contacted Kalon, and they gave them permission to.
That's right. That's when they went to Isaac. That's right. That's when they brought Isaac back for them to download all his information. That's right.
Yeah, but they should have had sensors for them to keep them out of the areas like where they found all the skeletons of the previous inhabitants of the planet.
But it showed the little kids like hiding behind things as the security guards were walking by and all that. And I'm like, huh? Don't you think these to be sophisticated robots with sensors? But it's plot. I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, they write themselves in a hole, like First Contact did.
Right, they're not going to show. Right, they're not going to show. They're not going to show the robot saying there's a human and it fires and blasts and kills the little kid. They're not going to show that, bro. You got to have, you got kids out there watching, so you got to have a little sense of adventure.
You got to be careful if you're gonna execute a child because that's going to be a touchy subject. That'll piss a lot of people off.
No, only Discovery is stupid enough to do that. No, everything else.
Or the toxic
family.
Well, I'm talking about in any media, even like Toxic Avenger. That was even pushing in a Toxic Avenger.
That wasn't. Remember now that movie was rated unrated, so it was not made for kids. And remember, it wasn't even rated R. That's above R at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, they were either rated X or unrated.
Yeah, but even then, even if it is rated R or X and all that, you still gotta be careful with it because even for grown-ups, especially parents, that could be a touch. You got to do it in the right way.
Then it'd be rated R. That's why we have ratings.
You got to do it in the right way.
On a robotic planet, I expect every square inch of the floor to be like an electric chair. You know what I mean?
Like a grid, right?
There is
An
no
active
finding the person. There's
grid.
just
Right.
electrify, and you're like dead
And
wherever
they
you're
immediately
standing.
know where everything is at all times, right?
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Like,
second
you know,
you step
right.
foot on that planet, you're done.
Well, like the last episode of the Orville, when they found the graffiti in engineering, they're like, "Who did this? We don't know. No security, no cameras." Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now we're back up to the Prime Directive. That'll be a fun
Oh, yeah.
discussion there.
Here's the big one, yeah, the one that Picard hated so much and always broke.
Well, according to what's her name, Sati, he only broke it 9 times by the time the drumhead came around.
Oh, thank you. Excuse me.
No, but well, TOS it was treated more like a guideline, but in the TNG and DS9 there, Voyager, it's treated more like a religion.
A suggestion.
Yeah.
No, it's they're they broke it a few times, but it's like I think the Prime Directive is one of the stupidest things. Like I can understand, like if the civilization's getting along just good, and growing. Like say if it's like our 1700s there, then yeah, leave them alone, let them grow. But if it's like say an asteroid or it's coming to wipe out the whole planet, or there's gonna be some kind of natural disaster that can wipe out most of the planet, I can see it. They should be allowed to interfere with it
And
because
they do. Remember the
What?
episode where remember the episode where the planet was under threat by an asteroid and Kirk landed on it and he hit his head and he became an Indian? They were able to save the planet without exposing themselves. That's how that works.
yeah,
It's
but
just,
that's
you don't expose yourself unless you absolutely have to.
yeah, that's where where I said TOS is more like a guideline, and TN because Picard was going to let a couple planets totally annihilate themselves because
Of
they're
course.
still primitive.
Well, which one of those crappy movies was it? I believe me. By this point, I had turned down to TNG. It was one of their crappy movies, theater movies, where they were in a
Insurrection.
dune buggy. They beamed down and they were in a dune buggy, and all this
Oh.
kind of stuff, blasting things away like they were in an action movie. I'm like, what is this?
That was
So, yeah.
Nemesis, but
Insurrection.
Horrible movie.
a better example.
Yeah, funny
would-
how you're both giving me different names because both movies are so bad, you guys can't remember which one.
No. Both of them fit into what we're saying. Nemesis, yeah, that was with the Doom buggy and all that, but Nemesis was
Nemesis.
different one because where they're gonna take all the inhabitants off there because they wanted the radiation or something from the planet,
Yep.
and they had a whole
Yep.
Prime Directive talk on that. Picard went to go stop them, but it wasn't a violation of the Prime Directive because the people came to that planet on a warp ship,
Yep.
and they decided to go back to. They decided to become like Amish people.
Regress.
Yeah, they decided to regress back to like the Amish area, like our Amish people.
That's interesting. I wonder what civilization would do that voluntarily. That's strange. I'd be like
Well,
us
we're-
saying, "Sure, wipe out our entire electrical grid and everything we have. We'd love to go back to the Amish days in the 15th century.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
go for it."
we're regressing back to the '60s with some of the
Well, once we
some
have
of the things.
nano technology, we won't need a lot of the stuff that you see today. Like you'll be able to live in a perfect natural state, forest, trees, grass, but you'll have nano technology.
At what
So
point
anything
will
you
they?
specifically need, you could just create.
Right,
in front of you.
but at what point will they ever let us actually have charge over our own lives and not exploit us like they do now? Because they have to have
Once
control
we
of
figure
everything.
out
They have
that
to profit
we
everything.
have more power than them.
Yeah, if people would just unite, right? You're right.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
maybe like
yeah.
a free the net. Or,
Divide and conquer is very effective, people.
Yep. Oh yeah. One
And
day,
town
maybe.
And town says, but the Prime Directive also applies to interference on internal affairs. Oh, yep. Basically, that's because the Klingons went to a civil war, and the Federation's like, and was it Gowron called for the aid, Gowron called for the aid of the Federation to help them in their civil war, and they're like, oh, this is eternal political power, like, but then Picard weaves his way around it by creating a sensor net to stop the Romulans from supplying the Duras side of the Klingon War, Civil War. Which,
That was a good episode.
oh yeah,
That was a
which
goodie.
I should take a shot though every time Worf decides to resign his commission to go fight in a Klingon conflict thing.
Yep.
Because did
Tell
he
me
do
about
that like 3 or 4 times? But yet he still got the rank of commander in DS9. And he also got reprimanded how many times?
I don't know.
I would.
But
He
yeah,
got-
I know what you're saying.
He got reprimanded twice, I believe. Once by Cisco, once by Picard. Because he got reprimanded. Because he got what?
I'm sorry. I had to feed my dogs real quick. Who are we talking about? Got reprimanded?
Worf. He got
Worf.
Okay.
Yeah, he got reprimanded twice. Once by Picard
Yeah.
for when he went and killed Duras in some Klingon ceremony for the revenge death
Gotcha.
of Keelar. Then he got reprimanded by Cisco. Wait, no, it wasn't the trial episode. It's the one where he decided to save Jadzia instead of going picking up the Cardassian member there that had all the information on the Dominion's movements and placements and their attack plans for the night because saved millions of lives. He just got an ass shooting in that where he was on trial for blowing up that civilian ship. So he just got an ass chewing on that one.
Gotcha. Let me ask you guys this: what's the most severe, from which you remember of all the Star Trek shows, the most severe penalty you've ever seen for insubordination? Because that's one of the things that I had trouble with Orville. I think everybody gets away with everything on the Orville, and nobody ever gets punished.
There's been a few
That's
court
my
martials.
opinion.
There was like Picard got court martialed.
Well, apparently he didn't go anywhere. I mean, he had a career after that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Picard's been court martialed. There's been reprimands. There's been Tom Paris got demoted.
Demoted helps. That's what I was asking somebody earlier, right? Demotion.
Yeah.
They say demoted. That helps.
Yeah, Tom Paris got demoted from ensign from lieutenant to ensign.
Ensign's pretty low. What, deckhand?
No, he got demoted from lieutenant to an ensign there. But
Well,
then he got then after he showed like then he got thrown in the brig for 30 days. He got demoted and thrown in the brig for 30 days on Voyager.
Now I'm sure they corrected it, and he ended up getting his rank back. But that's okay. That's fine as long as they showed them doing that. It makes me happy.
Yeah, he was a good boy for a while, so they decided to re-promote him. But the worst punishment of all,
in reality, it takes years to get that promotion back. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, the worst punishment of all was given to Harry Kim, which he stayed in ensign all his life.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's time to get out.
Yeah, it was a setup, but he still got an ass chewing from Cisco for not identifying the ship before he shot at it.
Yeah, I guess that could be frowned down upon if it was a friendly ship.
No, the Klingons set up Worf. They're attacking a Cardassian convoy, and the Klingons went to attack it. Well, when the Klingons and the Cardassians were at war, and a civilian ship, I'm putting air quotes in here. A civilian ship decloaked, and Worf fired on it because the Klingons were doing these maneuvers, and he was predicting where the next time the ships would decloak, and transport ship decloaked in front of him and fired on. After he gave the order to fire, he realized what they were shot at, and they blew it up. It turned out to just be a thing set up by the Klingons to make the Federation look bad to stop protecting the convoys.
Gotcha.
It's actually a really good episode. It was a great episode.
If you're talking about TNG,
They're all good episodes.
No, this was before the Klingons and the Federation went to war. This is before the Klingons and the Federation went to war when Federation decided to save the Takapa Council.
hey LDG, you know that we were talking
Yo.
earlier about that stream yesterday on Orbital Nation.
Yeah.
I got new subs
Yeah.
on my channel from it. There you go, huh?
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it actually turned out for a good thing. I actually gained subs.
Very good.
Sorry, go ahead, guys.
Very good.
What were we talking about?
Oh yeah, man. Gorilla, you liking I'm sorry, I don't want to get off topic, but I just wanted to ask.
Go for it.
Are you liking the new episode? I was pissed off. We should have got 2 episodes. You made us wait 3 years for this new season.
Oh, the Orville.
Well,
We
there's
should have
only
got
gonna
2
be 10
episodes.
Well, there's only gonna be 10 episodes, so they're gonna stretch it out to 10 weeks.
Well,
Let's
no,
hope
they
they
don't
don't do
have
it.
to though.
Right,
That's what I'm
let's-
saying. They just like give us 3 years. We waited 3 years. You can't give us 1 extra episode, like
Look at
not
Breaking-
even an hour. You know, even Star Trek gave us, an hour season
But
opener.
wasn't that one was a longer episode though?
Was it?
Yeah, it was like an hour, like 10 minutes or something like that.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Is that
Okay.
I don't know if any of you guys watch Breaking Bad.
So
or
you're
not,
saying the other episodes are going to be shorter than that?
Nah,
I
well,
don't
they might be the 44 minutes, or they could be just as long.
Orville
they might-
Nation
I
was
think-
saying something about them being mini movies.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
'cause I don't know.
I think I know what's going to go on here. They're gonna probably do like longer episodes, but they're gonna do less. Because they're never
Well,
gonna.
Here's
We're
the
never
reason why
gonna-
is when it was airing on Fox, you have to remember it was aired in a 1-hour time slot, and they had to squeeze in so many commercials. So that dictated the length of each episode. But now they're on Hulu, they can make them longer because it's more flexible. So that's the reason why the
Yeah.
episodes are going to be longer.
But you will never see the age of 26 episodes anymore. Well, that's
Well,
not
No,
the door.
no. Yeah, we won't. No, we won't. Oh,
Maybe
unscripted TV.
because there's always evolution. So right now is the only evolution of what came before now. So
Can you imagine?
maybe
with
something happens that where they go, maybe not 26 episodes, but 10 is definitely too low.
Well, right, but imagine a lot of these shows these days. The writing is so poor. Can you imagine them trying to get 10 episodes to stretch out to 26 and be like, "Oh no!"
It's not
Well-
more about, okay, and Twilight Zone proved this, okay, because the half an hour Twilight Zones were better, more potent than the hour long season 4 episodes. Not necessarily always the true, but generally true.
Yeah, but Seth MacFarlane explained this, that the reason that they're going to be like half seasons is because he didn't want to make a bunch of filler episodes. He wanted them to be meaningful episodes.
Yeah, that triggers me because filler. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with filler.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'm just repeating
Sometimes
what.
filler answers a lot of questions that we have, like true geeks. That's where you go deep for the geeks, is during
Yeah.
the filler, right? You got an episode that has to just like, okay, it's not prime timeline, it's just filler. If it's gonna be filler, at least make that filler interesting.
Yeah,
It's not like it has to be boring. You know what I mean? Filler doesn't mean boring. It just means extra content,
yeah.
like
I was just
background information.
Yeah, I was just repeating what
Filler.
Seth MacFarlane said.
No, I get you. I'm just trying to like express my. When I hear filler, people think like when you say filler, it's like the episodes you don't have to watch.
I don't
Am I
want
wrong?
to. Right.
You
Well,
know what I
these
mean?
days it's because they're poor
like,
writers.
okay. If you're gonna have stuffed mushrooms, right? Are you gonna fill it with crap, or are you gonna fill it with good shit? I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, right, that's the problem. Exactly, you're exactly right. When the writers these days are such poor writers, they have trouble getting anything to stretch out for even 30
Yeah,
minutes.
it's like filler is like vacation for the writers. And I
Right,
hate
and
that.
we know that. Right, and
I
that's what we
hate
get.
that.
That's when we get characters standing in hallways talking about their feelings. That's exactly what all
Oh,
that garbage
God.
is.
I tell you. That's the way I would do things different.
Which the Orville
Definitely.
did. This brand new season, third episode. We're all excited for it. 3/4 of the episode was people standing around hallways talking about their feelings.
I don't know. I still think there's something up with that Charlie chick, though. There's something's not right about her.
Mikey, you mean Mikey, Amber, Charlie? Yeah, they're all
Charlie.
the same, right?
Yeah.
The bitch.
Yeah.
I'd say another word,
They're-
but I can't pick being Australian.
Well,
It is
well,
they're
it's
right.
obvious. I mean,
I
it's
can
pretty
see-
obvious that they're setting her up.
They're setting her
could
up
be
for
big-
something
be
big.
big.
I can.
Yeah.
I can't say too much because I don't want to give it away
It's
with
obvious.
Jill. I don't want to give it away with Jill. But let me put it this way, all right? Here's what solidified her as my opinion. All right, she tells Isaac, "We hate you. The whole ship hates you." Now, the son of the doctor says, "I hate you." Okay. Now, before that happened to Isaac, do you think he was contemplating suicide? No, he was not. So the woman said that to him. Then the son of the doctor said it to him. Then he committed suicide in that order. And then what did the blonde do? As she's sitting there drinking up booze and living it up because she wasn't reprimanded, she tells the son of the doctor, "Don't worry, don't blame it on you. If somebody kills themselves, it's not something you did. It's because they had already been dwelling on it in the first place." That's Amber Heard. Somebody who will bring someone to suicide and then blame it on the person who killed themselves. She actually said that. No, don't worry. It's not what we said. It's not our fault. It was his fault. He was already wanting to do it. Because they don't know how to separate reality and suicide around us from a robot in the future. Isaac was not contemplating suicide. He was not depressed.
Nope. Exactly.
Like
Thank
I said,
you.
I don't want to give away too much.
Thank you. No, you're absolutely right. I agree with that.
You remember the scene I'm talking about, right? Where she sat there.
This was not a suicide episode.
No, and the way you
all.
saw that scene, right, where she tells the kid, "It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's none of our faults."
Yeah.
Right. Then why did she say that to Isaac in that way? Why did she say, "I hate you. Everybody on the ship hates you"? Then why did she say that then? Oh, anyway, that's something else.
She's gonna. They're writing her for something bigger. Yeah, I agree.
I think they think we're stupid, and that we think that she redeemed herself at the end. I hope I'm wrong.
I can see that, but I don't think so.
Or I hope no. She's on the.
I think
on the
this
poster
is.
for the
I
main
think this
cast.
is just a bunch of people who. I don't know. It's weird because when
Even
you
the
see
name
something
Charlie,
like that,
they even gave
you
her a
got-
male
it's
name.
like art. When you look at it the first time, it looks a certain way, and then when you look at it again, it like changes sometimes. And I
Well, you
think
saw the
this
discussion
episode
yesterday.
is a
Everybody was right. You
example
saw
of
this
that.
yesterday on the Orville Nation. Everybody was just bloating about how wonderful the episode was, how everything was perfect.
Yeah.
And you noticed as soon as I planted that seed about Charlie, the conversation started changing, and I had people agreeing with me and say, "Yeah, you're right. That's not right." In fact, two of the people that were defending me are the ones that subbed to my channel.
Yeah.
But once I brought it up, people actually said, "Oh, they actually stopped and
Well, you
thought
need
about
to.
it. You're right. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, you need to. That's good.
But everybody was all
Very good.
right in the happy train. They didn't want to hear negative thoughts.
Well, it's waves.
But
It's
I
waves.
tell everybody, I love it. I love the Orville. It's just like I like Star Trek TOS. But I will be honest about it too. I'm not gonna shame people if they have a negative.
Well,
opinion.
the show's also, and I've noticed this as well. Orville is doing something everybody knows it's doing, and that it's kind of like what's that show? Crap, I can't think of the name. The zombie show that's supposed to be a parody
Oh,
of
Walking
The Walking
Dead.
Dead. No, the
Oh, parody?
parody of Walking Dead.
Oh, I don't know. They had
Remember
a
that?
parody. They have spin-offs.
It
I
had
didn't know they had a
5
parody.
seasons. Well,
There's
the Orville
Fear the Walking Dead,
started as a no, it's something else. Excuse me. The Orville isn't a parody of Star Trek, and when it first season, if you look at the first season, it was more of a joke than it was being serious. Now we're seeing Orville trying to be serious. Like, okay, no more joking around. We gotta like we just can't like Family Guy this in. Okay.
Well, the thing
We
is,
gotta-
they have to be careful the way they handle the balance, right?
Yeah. We can't just joke around. Things gotta make sense, you know. Close
Right,
the
like
the
during
loop.
the right. That's why they were comparing it yesterday to MASH, because that's how MASH did it. They would go from serious to levity,
It was.
and they handle it well.
Mhm.
So it depends on how you handle that
Yep.
transition as well.
Yep.
See, I agree with Thomas. She is one of the main characters. Her name is in the opening credits. That's what I was saying. Her name's in the
Yep.
credits. She's on the poster now. All publicity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I think she's gonna be a parody of. Nah, I just
even-
said Orville's
even
trying to get away from being a parody, but maybe a Star Trek parody, but it still has parody. Like, its comedy is based in parody.
They
So,
even gave her a man's
the,
name. I mean, that's
she's
part
gonna
of the,
be, yeah, she's gonna be the parody of Michael Burnett.
yeah. Hey, I got a question
Guaranteed.
for you guys.
Go.
What do you think
Go
for
for it.
Friday's live stream? We talk about whether canon matters or not. That's been a big discussion on a lot of streams lately.
What canon?
Is like
Which
Star
canon?
Trek,
Head
like
canon?
like the Star Trek canon. Like a lot of people are bitching that Strange New
Official
Worlds of
canon.
official canon.
Yeah.
well, I
F
think we'd
that.
all wish they would stick to it, but I think we'd all agreed that we had no control over it. So
I think that'd be a good discussion for Friday there, whether or not can canon and all that
sure.
matters.
It would be nice if they, yeah, that's a great conversation. I'll join you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if could you mention to the people in the back room and stuff like that? Maybe they'd
Sweet.
mind have
Yep.
their input. Because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
Yep.
Tim.
They just
I'm
heard.
pretty sure. Oh, they did. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure Tim would want to put his input on that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Vet might.
Yeah,
Who else is usually in the
I'll
back
stop
room?
I'll stop in and visit Gorilla. I don't know. There's no way I could sit through 8 hours of Doomcock. So yeah, I'll be coming in and visiting your channel. All right.
Yeah, definitely, man. I got an opinion about that.
Oh, when it comes to canon, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of people have an opinion on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll set that stream up tonight here, just so that people can set the reminder.
Cool.
That's cool. I gotta get ready for my stream next week. I'll work on that one. All right. Anyway, sorry to get away from the subject. Back to your what we're here for there, Gorilla.
Well, we're pretty much done. We kind of went through all of them there. I saved the Prime Directive as the last one there because I figured that'd be the one that we mostly have the most to talk
Which one?
about.
I came in late. So was there one which directive would you say is an exception to the first? Like so big that it's as important as the Prime Directive. Is there one in particular?
You mean mean a reason to break the Prime Directive?
No.
Like General Order
The Prime
12.
Directive is like number one, the most important, no matter
Right.
what.
Right.
Like I'm thinking General Order
What's like
12
number
there.
two?
Like number 2, General Order.
Did you read them in order, reverse order? How did you do it?
I did them in order, except I skipped number 1 because I wanted to talk about that one last.
It doesn't have to actually be number 2. I'm just saying, like, because
number 12
is there one that is like is important, like the real number 2?
Right.
Like
Not
number
necessarily
12.
the dated. Which one is that?
That's the one where if you can't get a hold of the ship, raise your shields.
Okay.
Because you're going into a suspicious situation.
You think that's the second most important one?
What about?
Maybe not the second most important, but it's really important.
What about the command not beaming down without armed escort? That seems like it'd be important, huh?
Yeah, but
I didn't hear them all, so I heard those two, but I didn't hear any of the other ones you were talking
You
about.
was what's funny too. I want to bring up for a second too. What's funny about that scene from Wrath of Khan when Savik says, "And no commanding officer shall beam down to an alien planet without an armed escort." And Kirk said, "There's no such regulation." And she gives him that that eyebrow, and then Bones or whoever says, "Yes, there is." And he said, "Okay, come along." And it would have been funny if someone had said, "Yes," and that order's around because of you, Captain Kirk, because he broke that many times in the original series. So that would have been funny if they'd have said, "Yeah, because of you, Captain Kirk, we now have this order."
Yeah. Hey, LGG, what do you think of the Omega Directive?
Oh man, the Omega Directive. What number was that one?
It's just a directive. No, it's just a directive. It's not a general order.
Like that one trumps the Prime Directive.
Is that from the Omega Syndrome?
No, that's from the Omega
molecule.
something. It's from
the Omega molecule.
Voyager. Yeah, it's from
There's
Voyager.
a molecule that's so complex that the Borg calls it perfection. And then if one molecule explodes light years, you cannot go to war. So like so there was an episode where there was like dozens of these molecules, and if they would have exploded, it would have canceled out warp for half the quadrant. It destroys subspace. So like the Omega Directive is basically Starfleet's general order. If a ship detects the Omega molecule, you have to do every means, including breaking the Prime Directive, to destroy that molecule, to neutralize it, instead of having it explode.
Yeah, but the one thing I don't agree with is the way the Omega Directive is implemented there, where as soon as the ship detects an Omega particle, it shuts down the entire ship. Yep. Locks everybody out of everything. That could be so easily to exploit, especially a combat situation. Like say like during the Dominion War, if the Dominion knew about that, they could have probably kind of synthesize something that kind of seemed like an Omega particle there, and just spread them out at the Starfleet ships and shut them all down, make them basically target practice.
Yeah. Well, the captain overrides it fast, but yeah, it would be
Yeah, but that 10 seconds it takes him to override, a lot could happen. A lot could happen in 10 seconds.
I would most likely put something in there like if a ship is at red alert or yellow alert, that the not to shut down the ship if it's at alert.
Well,
something like that.
It should shut it down anyhow. It should just be like still have the ship operational, but make sure that the captain alert goes out. Make sure, and maybe lock out sensitive stuff and all that.
That was a dramatic. Yeah, that was pretty over dramatic.
Yeah, where helm was locked out, tactical was locked out, everything was locked out. Tactical and helm should never be locked out for any reason. Like it could go down in a firefight, but I don't think it should get locked out just because it detects an Omega, because that could so easily be exploited.
Oh yeah. Yep.
There. Yep. Let's see. Well, there's a couple other directives there. Yeah, there's a Directive 101 that says this was in Voyager Mail that says any individual accused of a crime does not have to answer any questions. That's basically like when we plead the fifth. What do you think about the Temporal Prime Directive?
Time travel?
No, that's That's the one where people are strictly forbidden from interfering with historical events.
Yeah, that's time travel. So go back to time, but
Yeah.
don't interfere with or change anything, right?
Yeah.
So what's your question?
Well, what's your thoughts on it?
I can see why they would have that. I mean, that makes sense. It's common
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, you don't want to visit from the Bureau of Temporal Investigations.
Well, all you gotta do is go back to before they reformed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
but what?
It's an endless loop, all right? You can just get
No, but
yourself out of
once
it
he come,
anytime.
but once he come back, you're getting a knock on the door because they had that with they did a special episode in DS9 to commemorate what was it 30 years of Star Trek or
The
something?
Tribbles episode.
Yeah, is Trials and Tribulations.
I always want to know how they found out about that. Like what they reported. They reported it. They reported it themselves, I think.
Sorry, clue
I
me
don't
in,
know.
guys. Reported what?
They went to the past. It
I
was
know
the
they went to
Tribbles
the past,
episode.
right? They went to the
DS9.
past when they
Trouble
were
with
on the
Tribbles.
Enterprise, right? I know they were on. I watched it once, and I know they were on there at the same time that happened. The Trouble with Tribbles, and they acted like they were crew members. I remember that. But are
Yep.
you saying that when they got back, they told Starfleet what they did? Is that what you were talking about?
I don't know if they told them, but yeah, they got a the whole episode was the beginning of the episode was the time cops arriving at DS9
Why did they go
to
back
get
at
the
all? What was the reason to go?
well they didn't go back. They were forced back by the time the
by
Whatever,
by the
right.
orbit
what do you
by the
call that?
orbit
The
time
Bajoran the
the
Bajoran
orbit
orb
time.
of time. The orb of time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
catch that part.
Yeah, because
I
the
ju-
one guy in Trouble with Tribbles there, that was a Klingon disguised as a human. He was living on
Yeah.
Cardassian at the time, and he forced him back in time to that episode there, because he wanted to change his fate. He was
Okay,
exiled from the Empire.
thanks.
Yeah, he wanted to change the past so the episode ended
Gotcha.
differently. But he failed.
Okay.
But the time cops were there when they got back, after they got that back. And they were already back when they arrived. So I don't know. I think they kind of they had to report what happened. And that's when the
No.
time cops came.
Well,
I think that's what happened.
That's the problem with having so many logs. But of course, Cisco. Oh, did Cisco ever report that he poisoned 2 planets, or did he kind of keep that under
They
wraps?
had to because of the logs, and I think that's another thing too. The time cops knew because the logs, Defiant showed they went back in time. So as soon as they got back, the logs got reported to Starfleet, and then time cops got, the information. The ship was back in time. What? All right, let's go. And had a conversation with Cisco. How they not knew that they brought back the Tribbles, that was huge. Like, how did they miss that? How did they miss the Tribbles? Like, that blew me off. I was like, okay, ha 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 ha. You got the Tribbles back. But how the F did these time cops miss the Tribbles? Like, how they not trip over Tribbles walking
They
on the
only-
station?
Well, they only brought one back, and they're gone by the time they started multiplying.
No, when they left the station, they showed the Tribbles were everywhere.
No.
That entire station was filled with Tribbles. So not only were they back from the time travel, but they were back long enough for the Tribbles to multiply like that before the time cops even came to the station.
Yeah.
That was the last scene. Last scene was them leaving the station, and they making a joke about, did they tell him about the Tribbles? And they zoom out, and there's Tribbles everywhere, all over the station. So you just brought an entire species back from extinction, thanks to time travel, right? So
were the Tribbles extinct at the time? Oh wait, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, they
Oh,
were
I
extinct.
suppose. I
Oh, yeah.
suppose after the animated series
yeah.
episode, there's a Tribble episode in the animated series. I think maybe after that,
More
that's when
troubles, more tribbles. Yes.
and that's when Klingon Empire decided to go annihilate that planet.
Yep. Yep. Tribbles are
Yeah.
dead.
Which
Gone.
I should really watch the animated series again.
No,
But,
I recommend it. I love it.
that's
yeah,
rough.
yeah, even though there's no Jeopardy anymore, because I had a
That-
feeling John was going to start putting in a lot of animated series episodes or questions in there just because nobody watched it.
Hey, maybe we'll do a watch party on it. Maybe we can start covering it.
Yeah.
I have it.
Well, okay, maybe after the Ray Bradbury show.
Or I can schedule a different day during the week. I'm thinking about maybe covering other things as well. Now that I have the opportunity, we just got to pick times where there's not a bunch of other people on. Is all. And people aren't busy.
I know we've been doing 6 o'clock for the Orville on Thursdays. I always do like the set like tonight I pick the 7:30 because usually I like to keep my streams at an hour and a half there. Then I go over to the virtual pub, but that hasn't even been posted yet. So I'm guessing Salty's not streaming tonight. So
Yeah, and
and
if I do the animated series, I would want Jill to be there because I know she likes it, but she's not available late in the afternoon or evenings, as far as I know.
oh, she must work second shift or something.
I don't know, but I know she's got an early shift, and she's got her kids all day. She's got to take care of. But I know she's late Friday nights on Doomcock's channel, so I'm not really sure. But I've been thinking about starting another stream that covers half-hour shows. So like maybe TOS or the animated series, or maybe Amazing Stories, something along that line.
Okay. On Wednesdays I cover Beyond Belief.
Right.
There.
I want to start covering. Right, on my channel, I want to start covering things that are a little more general audience that more people are aware of or like.
Yeah.
The things that I currently covering are kind of a niche thing, and there's not a lot of people, so I don't get a lot of views. So I need to start covering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I'm changing
more mainstream. I need to start covering more mainstream stuff. But I don't want to cover stuff that's terrible, like new Star Trek. So I'm going to try to cover something that's current, popular, but that's good.
Okay. Oh, Salty must have been on Discord earlier. Apparently, they were having some severe storms like we had, so he didn't lose power there. Because I know we lost power there, but that's just because a grain bin fell onto the power lines there. Then we had to wait. We were out of power for about an hour. Then the generator kicked on, but with our generator, they asked us to save as much power as possible.
Yeah, I'm in California. The drought's so bad, our front lawn is cracked. So I could use that water.
We had a total of like 7 or 8 inches in 30 hours. Our fields are flooded.
Yeah, see, they'll fight over oil pipelines, but they won't make any water pipelines, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, don't you guys get a lot of your water from the Colorado River?
Oh no, that's way too high. Our only source of water is the Sierra Mountains, Kings Canyon, Sierra, Yosemite's, and if we don't get snowpack, a good snow or rain, we're screwed. And plus, we have to feed. You have to remember, we have San Francisco, we have LA. I mean, that's a lot of water used. LA, they don't get anything down there. In fact, there's pipelines. You could see them on the way to LA where they pipe everything from here all over the state right down to LA. I mean, they're the biggest consumers, and it's sad. You drive in there and you see all these mansions with fountains and numerous swimming pools. But then you drive through a regular neighborhood like mine, and we're not even allowed to sprinkle our lawns, and all of our lawns are cracked and dry, right? You can't wash your car.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's where the pools should be empty and all that, and the fountains should be turned off if they're in a drought.
Right. You'd think, but no.
But you got to keep the people, gotta keep the rich people happy, just so they pay their taxes and don't leave.
Well, remember they're the ones that write the laws, so it's very convenient they can write them around themselves, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember. Did you guys hear this a few years ago?
Yep.
You taking off?
Yeah, I do gotta take off actually. I
All
got
right,
something
well,
going on backstage
Okay.
tonight.
Yeah,
We're gonna put on a movie. So
what movie you
Oh,
gonna
anybody
be
wants to join
watching?
us tonight?
Hey,
You're gonna
what
be a-
movie
I
you
don't
gonna
know
be
yet.
watching?
We're gonna decide. It's a
Hey,
Hey,
good
how about
democracy.
hey, how
Everybody
about
votes.
hey, how about Paul? I'll vote for Paul.
I could do whatever, man.
So
Whatever
Yeah,
LDG,
movie
you're
we
Paul.
gonna,
have.
wait, hold
We
on.
watched South Park last night.
Wait. LDG, so you're gonna be up late?
I'll be up. Yeah, I'll be up
Yeah.
Well,
What
because
time?
a little bit later. Not
Yeah,
why
super
don't
late,
you?
but
How about you watch something you've never seen before? I recommend the Toxic Avenger, the one that you came in on the end
I'm
of
down
yesterday.
I'm down for that.
Yeah,
Down for
something
that.
you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Thomas has a message for you.
Yo, no,
Well, the
No.
desalinization
No.
plant.
no, take that shit off. Bad Thomas Potts. Bad. Not
Hey,
happening.
Thomas, I think he's gonna fly to Pennsylvania just
Oh
for
my
that.
Thomas. All right, guys. Hey, thanks.
Yeah, just
Thanks
shoot
for
me a
having me.
message with your. Just shoot me a message. I'll try to join the
Yeah,
backstage
Okay.
tonight.
I'll
Cool.
step in there and say hello, LDG. I thought you guys were usually
Nope.
closed up by now, but I'll stop in
Yeah.
and say hi.
Though
Yeah,
I
man.
might.
All right.
Though I might pull a Bird of Prey 5 though.
No worries.
What's that? Deloja?
No, fall
Or
asleep on
fall
the street.
asleep. Fall
Oh,
asleep.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he might fall asleep.
I'll have to admit, I did that the other day. I pulled a Bird of Prey 5. The chair must be more comfy than I thought it was.
Every fucking time. Estados Unidos Español. What the fuck does that even mean?
Yes.
Oh, I remember that one.
Son of a bitch.
I remember that flip. I remember that flip out.
Bird of Prey, the man of a thousand memes, right?
Let's say hi to my package.
Mike
I
Richards.
do want to stick my yum yum in a glazed donut.
All right, man. Take it easy, guys.
See you later. Take care.
Later.
I'll glaze the donut myself.
Seriously, I've never get tired of listening to Bird.
Sorry, I think LDG broke me here.
That's all right. Seriously, Bird needs he needs a moniker, the man of a thousand memes, right?
Yeah. Hey, wait. Hey, Thomas, how come you haven't been clipping Bird stuff the other day? Like the other day, I had the perfect thing set up where I got Bird to admit he doesn't like meat in his mouth.
I don't know. He says so much it's hard to keep track of it. So,
Well, no, Thomas used
a
to
lot of
clip
hilarious things.
Well, Thomas used to clip the stuff all out and post it on his channel there. But I had a Bird set up. I set it up the other day where I made a comment in the thing, and I got Bird to say he doesn't like meat in his mouth. Oh, I think I'm gonna end it there because I think LDG broke me, and I got a few things I got to do. So
do I. Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Gorilla. You're a very kind
all right.
and a generous host. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you want to plug your channel? Then I'll plug everybody else's here.
Oh, I will make it quick. I have my channel, everybody. I'm Pop Culture Curator. I'm currently doing videos of traveling down Hollywood, around famous filming locations. In fact, I'm working on the next one now. And I'm also doing watch parties at the Ray Bradbury Theater, among other things. Thank you.
Yeah. Make sure to check out Thomas's channel. He has Minecraft stuff, and he likes to clip bird stuff there. That's been hilarious. I've been going back on his channels there. LGD does occasional live streams there, and he has a backstage, as he mentioned there. Make sure to check out Cinnamon Bunny. He does. He's starting to get back into streaming some more and all that. Who else was here?
Great.
I think that was everybody who was in the
Cinnabon Bunny,
chat.
did you mention him?
Yeah, I did. I just mentioned
Gotcha.
him.
Just making sure. Yes. All right. Perfect. LDG, did you mention him?
Yep, I mentioned Thomas.
All right.
I think that's
Thomas,
everybody.
good.
I think that's everybody who was in the chat.
Perfect. Just double checking, guys. Thank you.
So yeah, Wednesday I'll be doing another Beyond Belief at 7:00. Thursday I'll be defending Death by Smoochies there by 7 o'clock.
And that one I will not be there. Sorry, I can't watch that again. But go ahead.
No, that's okay. Apparently someone says it's a bad one, but
It's bad as in not good, not worth watching, like very boring. But go ahead.
okay. So that's there. Friday will be the big one. There looks like where we'll be deciding whether canon or does canon matter? Does official canon matter? Then
Gotcha.
Saturday will be our Babylon 5 stream. Then Sunday we're looks like I might be watching Toxic Avengers 2 first. I'm changing Craptastic Sunday. I'm changing Craptastic Sunday Night Movies to Cinema Sundays just so we're not limited on just movies that were so bad that they're good. So
That's great.
because I do want to throw in like Paul and Ted there. So those are great movies,
Okay.
or at least in my opinion. So with that, guys, just to hey, you